Thanks for clicking on to the latest edition here of the Carolina Weather Video. This is the edition for the 29th day of October. And it is a cold start here across the Carolinas. Let me show you the big picture across the lower 48 first. And again, a couple of features to notice here. One, a big ridge of high pressure centered over the lower Mississippi Valley and the southern plain states, and still a pretty decent pressure gradient between that area of high pressure and a low pressure area up here just exiting New England. So that's still funneling some pretty good winds into portions of the Carolinas, and it will still be relatively breezy out there for today, but not as breezy as what we saw yesterday. Temperatures this morning, cold. Many spots dipped at least briefly below the freezing mark, and I think all of us head below freezing tonight. And notice those temperatures. Tennessee Valley of Alabama below freezing, much of central Tennessee itself, back into Missouri, northern Arkansas below freezing, and then another little push of colder air entering the northern plain states this morning. And we'll sort of see a little bit of a reinforcing push of cooler air that'll keep our at least nighttime temperatures pretty chilly right on into at least the first half of the weekend. Now, there's been a big storm system up over the New England states, and there's been significant snow over much of New York and northeastern Pennsylvania. In fact, portions here of New York have picked up 10 to 20 inches of snow with this snowstorm that occurred yesterday, and still some lake effect snows occurring downwind of the Great Lakes region as I'm cutting this video this morning. That will continue today and gradually taper off with time. And speaking of snow, there is a webcam shot from the Cataloochee ski resort area over near Maggie Valley, and they opened for the season yesterday. So Cataloochee, the first ski resort in the region to open, at least in North Carolina, and they are now skiing and riding on a couple of trails, and they continue to make snow. Sure sign the cold weather season is just right on our doorstep. All right, on to the model data. This is the 0Z run of the GFS, valid 2 o'clock this afternoon, 500 millibar chart. Still a nice trough here in the eastern part of the country as we go into the day for tomorrow. Still under the influence of the trough, but that's swinging out to sea. And by the time we get on into the day Friday, we're beginning to get into more of a zonal flow here across the southern part of the country. That means a bit of a moderation in our temperatures coming. And there we are as we get on into Saturday. A bit of a ridge developing in the plain states. They'll be warming up, and we'll see generally 60s for highs around here beginning on Friday and lasting through much of the rest of the next week or so. All right, here you go. There's that big low pressure area, southeastern Canada, but still causing enough wind over the relatively warm lake temperatures for lake effect snow there in the New England states today. But there's our area of high pressure getting closer and closer to us. Today, lots of sunshine, 50s for highs. Tonight, we will drop below freezing in much of the Piedmont, upper 20s to lower 30s for lows, with that high essentially right overhead. And then a sunny sky tomorrow, highs again in the 50s, maybe low 60s in some portions of the southern Piedmont. All right, on to Halloween here on Friday. Wall-to-wall sunshine for the trick-or-treaters Friday evening. Temperatures will mainly be in the 50s after sunset, and no rain, of course. On into the weekend, Saturday. Looking good. Lots of sunshine out there. Sunday, much the same. A good bit of sunshine. Notice, though, we begin to get another area of high pressure here on the GFS moving into the New England states, and that's going to try to wedge down the eastern side of the mountains, at least, again, on the GFS. There you are as we get on into the day Monday, and it's going to increase the moisture here. There's Tuesday, a little bit of Atlantic moisture getting involved, and really the same for Wednesday. So I've thrown in the chance for a shower around Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, but that is certainly far from set in stone. And we'll switch real quickly over to the European model. This is valid way out at 240 hours. That would be next Friday evening, the 7th of November at 8 o'clock in the evening. I guess it'll be 7 o'clock in the evening now as we fall back our clocks this weekend, but there you go. That's showing another pretty good trough swinging into the eastern part of the country. Not as cold as this air mass, but we'll see. That's just one run of the European model. And one of my favorite teleconnections is the East Asia teleconnection. A lot of times what happens in Eastern Asia winds up happening in the eastern United States a week to 10 days or so down the road. So this is the model data from the European model for the 2nd of November. So this would be Sunday. and a trough swinging into the eastern part of Asia, into Japan. And so that would probably correlate well to around the second week of November, another trough swinging into the eastern United States. So in general, in terms of the general ideas here, cold the next couple of days, and I think a milder stretch of weather through maybe the 4th or 5th of November, and then maybe between the 5th and the 15th of November back toward a more colder pattern with some more cold shots moving in. Working on those ideas, but that's how it looks right now. All right, that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great Wednesday, and God bless.